It's Weekend Update
with Ross Kane
and Jack Succi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ross Kane, and this is my co-host, Jack Succi. In recent news, a female VP for a technology company is suing her employer under the Equal Pay Act for allegedly paying her $40,000 less than a male subordinate. The VP had extensive experience and knowledge in her field and was also charged with managing more than 40 employees. The female VP was paid $120,000 a year for employment as well. Jack, what else do you have to add?
Well, she was tasked with hiring an expert for their new software for the company that they were supposed to switch over to. She approved the new hire of the male at the company at $160,000 a year. On top of that, the COO of the company told her that she was actually being paid less than her male predecessor.
So maybe a case of sexism.
Yeah, it might be. Then she actually went on maternity leave after that, and as soon as she returned from maternity leave, she was let go on the company based apparently that she wasn't doing her job well, but she was doing her job well before she went on maternity leave, so one could only assume.
Well, okay, well, I totally butchered that analysis of it. Really not to do with sexism, I guess, but more being pregnant. What was the legal issue, though, in this case?
The legal issue in this case was really that she was being paid significantly less than her male subordinate, who had a lot less responsibilities in the company. She was tasked with managing 40 employees, so it's such a large responsibility. It should really show in her payment, and the fact that she was getting paid $40,000 less than her male subordinate just doesn't really make any sense to me.
Oh, okay, I see. In the next case, a woman named Mrs. Robertson was hired to work for Hunter Panels in a manufacturing plant in 2006. From 2006 to 2013, she was publicly humiliated at a countless number of times, as well as belittled by many of her colleagues. And she was dismissed by most of the other employees at the plant, even after she was promoted to a supervisory position. On top of not being taken seriously, she was also paid a significantly less amount than her male predecessor. He made $20 an hour, whereas she was only being paid $16.50 for the exact same job.
She even reported this egregious abuse to many of her bosses, and they did absolutely nothing about it. She reported this for multiple years, and nothing was ever done about it. She was commonly referred to in the workplace as, I guess, big girl because she was larger in stature.
Yes.
But she also served our country in the military, so I don't.
So
think
she most likely was not heavy set. I mean, a heavy set woman, personally, myself, being myself as heavy set, I wouldn't like to characterize myself as lazy, but I do exercise frequently. I'm in track and basketball, so she probably is what the youngsters call it now, juiced or jacked. Works out very often. In the next case, a former employee of a motivational coaching business in Provo, Utah, filed a personal injury lawsuit claiming that he was a victim of waterboarding at the hands of the supervisor. The man claims that the torture happened to him at work and in front of other employees under the guise of a training exercise. He alleges that the supervisor said that it was being done to demonstrate that the sales staff should work as hard to make sales. And as the employee was being waterboarded,
she was just trying to breathe. The former employee claimed that she suffered from anxiety, depression, and sleeplessness, insomnia. She required therapy for emotional trauma. Her supervisor argued that the former employee did not complain about the incident until 6 weeks later. I'm not really sure how that's relevant to what happened. Just because someone doesn't report it right away doesn't mean it didn't happen. So I'm not sure what the employer was looking to do by saying that, but I'm not sure how much that's going to mean anything.
Ah, well, looks like one can say the company is treading deep water. And to analyze that joke, obviously referring to the fact that they waterboarded this poor man, which, when taken seriously, I mean, like, darn tootin', like, torturing a person. Well, that is all the time we have at our WKLA radio station, reporting live from New York City, from Times Square. I'm Ross Cohen with my co-host Jack Succi. Thank you, New York.